Holy cow, guys. Is this not the most crazy week of free agency that you have ever seen? I mean, free agency started on Monday, and we're on Friday. Monday was 4 days ago, and the amount of stuff that has happened the last 4 days has been absolutely wild. And most recently, we have finally, the Deshaun Watson trade. Deshaun Watson was traded to the Browns today. The Deshaun has waived this no trade clause to basically go to the Browns. And what the Texans will be receiving is 3 first-round picks, 1 third-round pick, and a 4th and 5th round pick swap, which is crazy on this one because there are no players involved. When you looked at the Seahawks trade, the Seahawks basically they received about the same compensation, except there were some players thrown into the mix for the Seahawks when it comes to the Russell Wilson trade. But for the Deshaun Watson trade, it is a lot different. And I think with this one, as long as I can't really attest to all the legal stuff just because I'm not an expert in that category, but I'm just talking purely from a football standpoint. The Browns killed this trade. They killed this trade because, I mean, first of all, they're probably going to be drafting around the 20s. Each year, so the first round picks they're probably not going to be top 10 picks. So the Texans do have to do a good job of actually nailing those draft picks. But also, when you also look at it, like they basically the Texans are getting essentially the same thing the Jaguars got for Jalen Ramsey, except an added first round pick. And we know how it goes when you're drafting players in the 20s. It's kind of difficult, and you have to do some advanced scouting. And Dave Caldwell just couldn't do it right, even though our guy Trent Baalke drafted ETN last year. We'll see how that pick goes. So now it's really interesting to see the way this thing went down because Deshaun basically said yesterday that the Browns are out of the mix and that it's going to be between the Panthers, the Saints, and the Falcons, all interestingly enough, all in the NFC South. And then finally the Panthers basically said that, look, we're out. I guess it was just they were asking too much, and Deshaun was asking too much, and they were out of it. So then it felt like it was Falcons versus Saints, and at any moment, Deshaun was going to make his decision. And I saw the alert come on my phone that says, Deshaun Watson has waived this no-trade policy to go to ... So I had to open my phone and look, and it said the Browns. I'm like, the Browns? Where the heck did they come from? So that one was crazy. And what the Browns are, so it's a credit to the Browns because they were told that they were out and they kept going after him. They kept recruiting. They did not give up after Deshaun said no to them, and they ultimately got him. And the crazy thing about this thing is that Deshaun is getting a new deal. It's a 5-year, $230 million, 100% guaranteed contract. Wow. That is nuts. That is absolutely crazy. If I'm doing my math right, that's $46 million guaranteed per year. How crazy is that? And the craziest thing is, I didn't like that he went to the Browns, mainly because I wanted Deshaun Watson to go to the NFC because the quarterbacks in the AFC are absolutely loaded. It is loaded with talent, man. I mean, you look, especially the AFC West and the AFC North. The AFC West is now fielding Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, and Derek Carr. Disgusting. The AFC North, Deshaun Watson, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Mitchell Trubisky. Not too intimidating. And then it kind of leaves the AFC East where they have Josh Allen, elite, fantastic quarterback. And then you have a few question marks with Mac Jones, Tua, and Zach Wilson, all guys that their organizations believe in, but they're all either rookies. Obviously, Mac Jones and Zach Wilson are rookies, so they're kind of question marks at this point. And also Tua has had a rough shot of it with Chris Greer and just the whole Flores thing. And now they're bringing in Mike McDaniel, who is working with Tua to make sure they get the best out of him. So we'll see how that progresses. We'll see if they can develop a system around him to make sure to really get all his strengths out of him. And then you have the AFC South, which is a mess. You have Ryan Tannehill starting at quarterback for the Titans, who he's not going to take the Titans to a Super Bowl anytime soon. I think he's proven that. He is holding the team back. He can lead the team to the playoffs because the roster is great, but once he gets into the playoffs and Ryan Tannehill, when he needs to make plays, when he needs to elevate that team, he doesn't do it. He doesn't do it. And you have two teams with the Colts who you have no idea who the quarterback's going to be over there. The quarterback is not on the roster right now, so it's going to be either Baker Mayfield or it's going to be like Jimmy Garoppolo. Maybe they get like Jameis Winston, maybe even like Gardner Minshew, Marcus Mariota. I mean, right now they're on, you have these teams really being aggressive, going out there and making trades, getting their quarterbacks, and you have them who's just not being aggressive at all. And you also have the Texans. I don't know, maybe Davis Mills will be their starting quarterback. Maybe they're looking to draft. Maybe they try to. I mean, they have plenty of draft capital now. They can easily make a trade if they want a Jimmy Garoppolo or any of the aforementioned guys. I would doubt Baker Mayfield's going there because obviously he just got traded over to, or they would have probably included him in that Deshaun Watson trade if that was possible. And then finally you have Trevor Lawrence. So you got to give a lot of credit to the, and hopefully Trevor Lawrence, like I said, hopefully he develops into somewhere in a tier of these guys over here. I mean, we picked a bad year to get a great generational quarterback because we don't know how he's going to turn into. Because there's a lot of talent over there. I'll just say that. So you give a lot of credit to the Browns because unlike the Colts, where the Colts and the Browns were in very similar situations, outstanding rosters, but they were held back by their quarterback play. The Browns went out there and hit a home run with going out there and getting Deshaun Watson, but the Colts did not do the same. The Colts are staying complacent, and they're going to get somebody left over. So I don't know what the Colts' actual plan is, but man, Deshaun Watson finally getting moved. We'll see what the Texans, if they end up with Davis Mills or if they do try to upgrade. I imagine maybe they try to do it in the draft. Maybe, I don't know if they have a quarterback this year that they're interested in, but maybe next year they can use draft capital to trade up because there's some good prospects, quarterback prospects in next year's draft, but not necessarily this year's. So we'll keep an eye on it. But crazy trade. Let me know what you guys think of it down in the comment section. And who won the trade? I honestly think, obviously, Deshaun Watson. Or not Deshaun Watson. But yeah, Deshaun Watson won the trade because he's getting all that guaranteed money and he's out of Houston. And he's obviously, the legal problems seem to be, from my end, it looks like it's fixed. I don't know what the deal is. I know there's civil stuff going on, but we'll see. Let me know what you guys think. And with all that said, Trevor Lawrence, go be great, hopefully, because I want to be able to compete in the AFC, not just the AFC South. I want to do both, and go Jags. You guys watched the whole video. Really appreciate that. You guys can subscribe to the channel for the best source of Jaguars news on the YouTube platform. Also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at UCF_Jaguar. And you can become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month for exclusive channel content. Thank you guys, and go Jags.